Hi everyone. I have been waiting to share a part of my life that didn't go as a plan during my Dhanushkodi Dominar trip back in October 2019. It was a dream of mine to ride to Dhanushkodi, and with excitement, my friend Santosh and I set up time at 4 a.m. on October 2nd. After a pit stop at a motel called 99, we decided to take a coastal road along the Bay of Bengal. Little did we know that wasn't the smooth ride we anticipated. The route we chose wasn't like the western coastal road we had in mind. Now, let me get to the point about the accident without sugarcoating it. Yes, what happened? We rerouted the motel and began our journey through Pondicherry. Although our videography skills weren't great back then, these images and some video clips help us reminisce about this trip and share it with you today. Please bear with us as you watch this photo party for a while, as advanced video facilities were yet established in those days. On our way, we made a pit stop at a charming little restaurant called Hotel Ganapati. Unfortunately, the exact location I forgot, but the delicious food and warm atmosphere left a lasting impression. It was around 8:45 a.m. when we arrived. The accident occurred as we crossed this bridge, marking the official start of our journey from the point. This image just captures the scene, and while it may not be particularly remarkable, it serves as a reminder of the importance of the safe carriage practice.
Mechanic will find it difficult to know.
The problem is
Uh-huh.
not able to remove. No.
Oh, now you have to remove this. It's not coming out. Is it struck? It's struck. So you
I had a bad experience during my trip to Dhanushkodi. It happened while crossing a small bridge on my Dominar motorcycle. For example, to make you understand,
Will it be possible to ride
if
the
a
bike
truck
without
is
this?
coming in front of you, you should move very close to the bridge sidewall, a very small bridge of that size. I had already crossed the half the bridge when a truck suddenly entered the opposite end, prompting me to push the accelerator slightly in hopes of passing before the collision. My bike unexpectedly sputtered and died, leaving me stranded midway across the bridge. The truck driver in front, sensing something was wrong, instinctively swerved left as far as possible.
I am not able to pull.
Friction on the chain pad has caused it to tear, and the front drive sprocket is jammed. Okay, the real culprit behind the near miss was a damaging part on my bike. You see, when I changed the chain sprocket,
Nobody.
that gear thingy, I forgot to replace the chain pad. It's a little rubber cushion underneath the chain, like a shock absorber. Without it, the chain went haywire, and my bike just knocked out on the bridge. Scary stuff.
Okay. Move the bike a little bit. Ah, you got it. So Balaji, what do you think about it?
Yes, Sandosh. What I mean by this, that every time you change the chain sprocket, you must also change this pad that prevents friction between the chain and the stay. If your bike needs a sprocket change, take it to workshop and ask them to change the pad along with the sprocket. Due to this, a major accident is likely to occur. Sandosh, one more reason is that this motorcycle has longer chain length compared to other motorcycles. So it gets loose within 1500 kilometers. Once it gets loose, it naturally rubs on the friction pad. Hence this accident. In fact, today luckily the speed I was going was moderate and this accident was avoided. It's right.
I'm just thinking about me.
என்ன சந்தோஷ் சரிதானே?
So, will it be possible to ride the bike without this pad?
Yes.
This bike is super fast motorcycle. So my dear bikers, be careful within the chain matters to avoid this kind of accidents in future.
So, the pad is completely broken now.
Yes. Once you have to remove, then only we fix the chain.
Correct. Unless otherwise
Because it is not chain link.
Okay.
That is a big issue, big problem.
It's a support of chain. It supports chain, right?
Yes.
From the sprocket. So he is loosening it on the other end. Now we need to get the chain. Oh, some part of the pad is got broke, and then it's stuck
No,
between.
it's a chain pad actually.
Okay.
It's damaged.
Okay.
The difficulty is the service problem.
So how do we fix?
Then other idiot is
Vijay.
Vijay. Vijay is the big idiot.
Why?
I am the biggest idiot.
Trusting them.
Yes.
So you want me to rotate?
So we have to
Chain support.
yes,
that's
very difficult to remove.
correct. It has
But,
a button system until the shock up, until the silencer. So this is exactly where it's.
But thank you for Bajaj not fixing the bolt. Everything is a button only.
Yeah,
That's why
we were able to take
Yeah.
take this.
கெட்டதுலேயும் ஒரு நல்லது in Tamil.
Correct. Take this out,
Yes.
and now
Then
I
we
hope
have-
we will be able to continue our journey again.
Yes.
I
This
don't.
is the
I don't think anyone else.
experience.
I don't think anyone else would have solved this problem without any. No. We just had a primitive tool which are used to remove and fix bolt and nuts, but Balaji, because of
Bajaj doesn't seem to keep these chain pads as a spare parts. So I got a special order, a whole set of 10. Not ideal. But it means I have to replace the chain sprocket and pad together whenever things wear out. Gotta keep my bike in tip-top shape, right?
we were halfway through.
Speaking of tip-top, maybe my mechanic brain subconsciously sensed something was wrong, like a tiny alarm bell ringing in my head. That's probably why I instinctively reacted and avoided the crash.
I hope we will be able to.
But other riders, especially those without a mechanic sixth sense, this could be a recipe for disaster. So remember, folks, take care of those little parts on your bike. A missing rubber pad might seem small, but it can save you big time. Keep your bikes happy and they will keep you safe on the road.
பாலாஜி சாரோட வண்டி இப்போ பிரேக் டவுன் ஆயிடுச்சு. அவரே இப்போ அதை ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ண போகிறாரு. ப்ராப்ளம் என்னன்னா செயின் வந்து உள்ளே வந்து காய்ஞ்சிச்சு. கேஸை காய்ச்சிட்டு how much needed break for me?
About a kilometer away from the accident site, I stopped at Puvam Kamraj Government High School to wash my hands. The place was quite clean, so I took a moment to freshen up before continuing my journey. We will explore this location further later.